Here we have an ancient stone axe with red ochre paint. Ancient red ochre paint. Old paint on antique and ancient items is very rare and adds a lot of value depending upon the amount and condition of paint. Red ochre is a fascinating topic to me, and I want to share some of the information about red ochre with you. It's quite important, I believe, in the history of the world. So red ochre comes from hematite. Red ochre is this pigment you see here. It can range from deep red to an orange, burnt orange, to yellows, but this is an ancient example of red ochre on a Native American stone axe. This is from Montgomery County, Ohio. Now let me tell you the story of how I acquired this. A few years ago, I was at the right place at the right time. I was on eBay. For one summer of 22, my son and I were deeply studying Native American history in our region. And I was on eBay late one night, just randomly, with a saved Native American artifact category, and this popped up from a seller who acquired this from the state. I guess someone died and they got a box full of relics, and this was in there, and I got this for around $35. And then I brought it to an expert. Once I received it, I brought it to an expert who also confirmed that it's genuine. That's all I know about the origin. The rest is all speculation. Now, Montgomery County, it's about middle of Ohio. There are Indian burial mounds, and there are relics that were plundered from those mounds when Europeans came to this area hundreds of years ago. A lot of the relics that were plundered and discovered and dug from Indian Native American burial mounds, a lot of them were sent to Europe. So now you can see a lot of items from Michigan and Ohio actually in European collections and museums. So this came from an estate sale. Someone inherited a bunch, and this is what I picked. This is I believe to be the best item out of the lot, or out of a few items they were selling. I love red ochre. I just love the history of it and how it looks on various items. So let's think about the history of this. So red ochre itself, this pigment here, is from hematite, which is it's a rock basically that you find on the ground, but it's an iron oxide compound. And basically it reacts to the environment and it rusts. This is just rust basically. So they grind up these stones, these hematite stones, and they mix them with a liquid. It could be egg yolk, it could be wine, it could be oils, anything, to make this pigment. And this has been on this axe for sure 1,000 years or more, 2,000 years, who knows. Red ochre is found. Let me give you other examples. On those 25,000 the 25,000 BCE French cave paintings of the human hands, those giant murals in France, that's red ochre. Think about ancient China, even modern China. The national color is red. Well, where did that red pigment come from thousands of years ago? Chinese culture is ancient. That's the red ochre. Think about American barns, primitive, early American barns. Why are they red? Well, it's red ochre. So red ochre was used throughout time around the world. Egyptians, Greeks, Native Americans, European Americans, all over the world. Red ochre history.